All right, Danny, it's me, but we want you. And now we got you. Hey, Danny. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Danny Kadota Show. Here with, guess who? Danny Kadota.
And Michael Limon.
Michael
Who's
Limon.
already out there tearing the docks up right now, you know?
He's catching
Perch,
fish.
got a nice calico. You know, I just taunted him and said, hey, Michael, I want to see you get a slam tonight. So it gets, which entails the spotted bass, spotted bay bass, and a sand bass. And guess what? My money's on him. He reminds me of me when I was a kid.
What's he got so far out there?
Well, he had a perch.
Yeah.
He had a perch. He had a calico.
Yep.
So, you know, he just needs a sandy and a spotty.
You're right.
Spotted bay bass.
You're right.
You know? But, yeah.
Man, we're right on top of you now.
Perfect.
You're looking good.
Beautiful.
How's your day going?
It's going great.
Yeah?
It's going great, Phil. You know, I'm excited. You know, it's showtime. Like, you know, we're in between shows. You did Bart's down to San Diego.
Yeah.
Didn't you? You went down there, and then we're getting ready pretty soon. And I want to, you know, take the grandkids over to the PCS show. You know, and I think we're going to do it Saturday. So I'd like to meet up with you because the 2-year-old wants to catch one. I mean, Gia, we called her the old gal. She's 4 now, but she's the one I had to peel up. Oh, my God.
Michael, go in there and show
on,
everybody.
Mike.
Go
Come on,
back by
Mike.
Danny.
Man, he is.
There you are, Michael Limon.
He is killing
it, man. Good job, Michael.
That's what it's all about, people. That's it, Mike. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, sure,
You
Danny.
might get a little short sea bass.
Danny, you're talking about kids and fishing at the PCS
How
show,
much
and
better
right
does
on
it
cue.
get? Right outside the door.
telling you, man,
He's
that-
awesome. You know
that
what?
is so good.
That was me as a kid. Anytime there was water around, and it kept me out of trouble. So here's another thing. I want to pass that on to any of you fathers that have problems with any of your boys. I used to get in a lot of trouble. Fights, you name it. I got into everything. But my dad dangled fishing over my head, you know, for my grades and for my behavior. And lo and behold, it actually got me into college. Kept me out of Vietnam for about half a year, to enough time for the war to end, and so I didn't have to worry about going over to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have ended up there if not. So, you know, I guess I'm pretty blessed by that.
And that's pretty much what's going on with Michael Limon, too. I mean, he
Oh.
had some trouble with his grades, and Grandpa said no more fishing unless you...
What a perfect analogy. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
right?
exactly the same scenario with me. Mine was behavior, got in a lot of fights, stuff like that. And he says, well, listen, you get your act straight, get the grades, and you go fishing with Grandpa and Grandma. They'll pick you up on Friday night, sleep over, and every Saturday went to a different destination. And you know, that changed my life forever.
That's
It
great.
really did. It's very similar.
You know what changed my life? This coffee you brought me tonight. Man, is that good.
Well,
Thank you.
and this, you know, comes out of, thanks to our tackle industry, you know, doing shows down in New Orleans, Phil. Cafe du Monde down there. And make sure you have it with some beignets. But yeah, I mean, it's always, that was another neat deal about traveling around the country doing shows too.
Well, heck yeah, right?
You know, all these experiences too. It was awesome.
Fernando Hernandez says, what's up, Phil and Danny? Any cheap charters to get on next weekend? Planning on going with some friends, a total of 4 of us. Well, this is a good time of the year if you're looking for price, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know, there's a lot of stuff heading up the line too. I mean, and nobody's really putting a lot of time locally or at the islands and stuff. But I'm sure there's things there, you know.
You know, Fernando, I did a live interview today with Fred Huber, and he's sending the Mission Bell out this weekend. I don't know if you're talking about this weekend, but man, they've been up around 100 sand bass on a lot of their trips.
Whoa,
Pretty
already?
darn good in the
Sandies?
wintertime. Not migratory, it's just
Local.
you know, yeah, local fish down by the border, pretty much. If you can get down there, you get pretty good.
Yeah.
Down on the pipe or
I
whatever.
can remember when I was in high school and stuff, too, early in the year, we did a lot of fishing down around TJ. But we used to go through some unbelievable limits of halibut
Really?
drifting the bull ring. And we learned to fish a little differently. Back then, we actually had a sliding sinker, but we used a treble hook, which was very odd, but, you know, very effective. It wasn't a heavy-duty one. It was a bronze hook, but I mean, it was so effective on getting, you know, and we would get limits, which I think at the time was 3.
Yeah.
3 halibut, you know.
Pretty
We'd
good
get limits
fishing.
around for the whole boat. It was
Yeah.
pretty good, pretty darn good.
It sounds good, man. Yeah. Cue Ball says, Danny, Phil, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Robert
Yeah.
Graver, good evening, Phil and Danny and the Friedman Adventures family. Robert says, hit that like button, and we couldn't concur enough. So yesterday or the day before, I may have it screwed up, a guy named Sammy Susare Amador, he runs a boat out of Ensenada. He went down to where Louis Prieto saw all those yellowtail off Santo Tomas. And he went down there, he got one yellowtail, but he had copious amounts of barracuda, lots of gar.
wow.
So he
That's
had barracuda,
That's awesome.
one yellowtail, plenty of rockfish. I mean, this is right after that storm, and you see a rebound like that, and that fish still hanging in there. That says something, doesn't it?
You know, unbelievable. I saw a kid at school today. He was all excited because he and his dad are going to sneak down to San Quintin
Oh, nice.
this weekend coming up.
Oh, great.
And you know, I got a feeling they're gonna nail them.
They've been catching yellows down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
I
think we're looking at a good year coming up. It's normally about this time. It's actually a little early. You know,
Yeah.
I can remember going down in March a lot of times, but fishing the Coronados deep and down the line chasing them around out there a little bit. But
Yeah.
what I've been seeing is some quality fish at the same time.
Michael Limo!
Oh my God!
Get in there,
in
Michael!
here. Come on, we're gonna have to show.
Oh
Look
my
at
God!
that. He's on it.
We have the live fishing action going on.
Man,
Michael
oh,
Limon.
man, you are on a roll.
We got to get people like to say, for every fish Michael catches, he gets a buck or something. We'll do that sometime.
Yeah,
He'll get
yeah,
out of
we
here
have
with
to do- we'll do
$500,000. He's all over it.
He's on it.
But yeah, San Quintin has been really good.
Yeah.
And Danny, look at the native son who runs out of here. They're doing that
Yeah.
halibut derby thing. So since they've started, they've had well over 100 legal halibut already, 18 over 20, 2 over 30. Don't have their count from today yet, but
That's
some
phenomenal
pretty darn
fishing.
good halibut
That's
fishing.
excellent.
Yeah.
I don't recall it being consistent like that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
man.
me either. That
is-
sounds like it's as good
This
as
is February,
it gets.
folks. Yeah, we don't usually see it move in and get up and go until substantially later than that. Closer to the summer. But I mean that's awesome.
Cue Ball's making a good point. He's saying the doves are pairing up already and the lizards are chasing each other in the backyard. Springtime is upon us already. Yay. Sometimes it's not the chronology. Sometimes the month isn't the important thing. It's the water temperature. And sometimes we have a little warmer water than normal, and we do right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think he's right.
Well, that drives everything. Drives our weather. It could be a huge kickoff.
I'm hoping, man.
Yeah,
I love
think so,
to
too.
see that barracuda.
I think so too.
This wintertime bass has been really, really good, and it's been
Yeah.
phenomenal. Something else that Mark Podal, who's a commercial fisherman, Mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's here. What did he tell me? He told me that they opened up Tanner and Cherrybank to commercial fishermen. What do you think, if I have this right? I know I have
Are you talking
Cherrybank
about
right.
cotting and stuff?
Yeah, got it. What do you think the average red so far, the average vermilion rockfish on Tanner Bank, let's start there,
Yeah.
has weighed? What do you think?
I'm going to say 8 pounds.
Man, you're very
10 pounds.
close. 8 or 9 something, if I have it right.
I was going to say 8 to 10.
Yeah, you're right. That's
Well,
great.
you know why? Because on one of the last days on our American Angler trip, we went out there, and they had it opened up, and it was absolutely some of the best red fishing I've ever seen. And unfortunately, I was that guy that came up with all slimies.
Oh, no, really?
Everybody else, 2 reds, 2 reds, 2 reds, 2 reds, and it was so bad. I was a laughing stock on the angler. I mean, it was so I could just laugh at myself.
That's
'cause I'm
funny.
going, what is going on?
So there was
Smelling your hands. Is it?
yeah, exactly.
What is it?
You can't explain it, right? So there was a difference in size in terms of the fish on the Cherrybank. How big was the average red there?
On the cherry, I would probably say more. Probably say bigger.
How much bigger? Than what
A
you are
pound, pound
very,
and a half.
You are very astute. Just
no,
to pull these numbers out of.
Well, cherry's
I mean,
not going to be fished as heavily.
right.
Sitting a little further
11
outside.
plus pounds average.
That's huge.
Those are huge reds.
Those are huge.
Yeah, I mean, I would have given anything for a stringer
Yeah.
of 50 of those when
Yeah,
I was
yeah, no, we
commercial fishing out there.
That was the best red fishing, except in my sack, that I've seen in a long time. No, it really was. It was phenomenal. It was just so funny. It was great fishing.
Cue Ball says, yeah, you got to be observant. Check the conditions. Look at what's going on. That's what's going to dictate how early our season is and what's going to happen.
You know, and not only that, it's also telling you that the biomass feed on the banks is not only supporting the rock cod, but I mean everything else that's out there. You know, whether it's yellows or tuna outside on the banks. You know, it could be the squid.
Yep.
Could be a lot more. You know than we even know about.
Yeah,
yeah, so
100%.
But you know it's healthy.
I'm just going to grab something from you right here.
Sure.
Because there's a guy, David Rosenthal, and these are his pliers, Danny. He's a great guy. I love him. You like that color, man? He calls that fuel.
Oh, that's pretty.
It looks like fuel, doesn't
Beautiful.
it? Yeah, I hope I've got
So does it put a resistance, a rust resistance on it?
those are stainless steel.
Stainless, and he's got that.
Yeah. Check those babies out. David Rosenthal says, good evening, Phil and Danny and the rest of the Friedman Adventures family community.
Wow. That is a beautiful.
Isn't it? He's got many other colors to go along with it, but it's pretty cool, right?
That one is. I like that. That's
I do
cool.
too.
I
do too.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Good stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let me get back to some questions here as soon as I figure something out. Let's see. Cue Ball or Robert Graber, I'm good for $1 a fish to Michael. Fish on. There you go, man. We already got a guy doing it.
Oh, man.
That's pretty good.
Awesome.
Cue Ball says, yeah, that's rock fishing, snake bit, laughing out loud. 10-pound golden eyes on both sides of me and winding up a double of salmon grouper.
You the man, Cuba. I need to fish with you because that was me on the angler. And I mean, we couldn't stop laughing. I had I had the grouper blues, you know. I had the slimies. Everybody else was getting straight reds. I've never seen such great fishing, but it was so bad. I was so bad. I couldn't stop laughing at myself.
Yeah.
I stunk it up. Yeah.
You don't like salmon grouper, right? I don't mind them.
You don't? Yeah, no. Well, we always joked about it. We called them slimies.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
But I mean, you know, they filled the sacks for the guys.
Right.
But the fact that, you know, I couldn't figure it out or whatever I was doing.
Yeah, right.
You start going, stink. I have some stink on my hands. Is there something? What's going on? You know.
I know.
You know.
Man, when you get snake bit and you can't figure it out, it's got to be one of the most frustrating things that you could ever imagine.
I couldn't stop laughing. I just said, "Wow, I'm that guy."
That is so funny. Well, you got a friend, man, Cue Ball. And another good friend of our family, Danny, Albert Ponce. Good evening, Phil,
Albert.
Danny, and the Friedman Adventures family members. Alberto, it is always so great to see you. Matthew Tamayo, good evening, men, on the native sun tomorrow. We just mentioned them, Danny, how good they've been doing. What are the must-brings for this halibut bass derby? Do you have any suggestions for them? I know they're fishing. They've been saying 25-pound fluorocarbon.
Yeah.
And they've been fishing a 3-way swivel. Probably 4 to 6 ounce torpedoes, something like that.
Yeah, doing a slider. That always works.
Yep.
Matthew, you might try what I just told you. I mean, I haven't done this since high school, so that you're talking about 50-something years ago, you know. But we used trebles, and not the real heavy-duty ones. The heavier bronze trebles, but we did not lose many halibut at all down there when we used to fish the Tijuana Flats. So, I haven't done that in years. But, you know, on that trip we did, was it last year, on the Apollo, Phil?
Yeah.
I missed a few of the halibut. I got.
Oh my God, that was fun.
I missed a couple of them.
Yeah.
But I
was watching you all the way.
I had a treble. I think I might have nailed those things. So you might try that, Matthew.
Yeah, they definitely are fishing treble hooks on the native sun.
Yeah.
4 or 6 size is what they've been calling
absolutely.
for. You know, I think part of the best advice both Danny and I would tell you is walk on board and grab a crew member and say, help me rig up, show me exactly how to do it. I'll take it from there, but for this initial time, show me with this 3-way swivel what it is you want me to do, right?
Yeah, but I would have the hooks before you get on.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
You know, and just regular, you know, have a sliding rig made up, but listen to the crew.
Yes.
That's always the best. They're there every day, folks.
Hey, Danny, David Rosenthal just came on here and said, why don't you give away a pair of those beautiful pliers on your show tonight? So I'll come up with some question here in a little bit, and we will give away. Danny's showing them to you. They are
Wow.
gorgeous.
Wow.
Stainless steel.
Well, I'll have to see if he needs them tested out.
Yeah.
They're neat. Yeah.
Those are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be
Cool.
giving out a pair of those beautiful angler pliers.
That is awesome. I'm
This
gonna put it
evening.
right
I'll,
here.
I'll come up with a question for you all, and I'll tell you, man, you can't beat it. www.anglerpliers.com. Anglerpliers.com. David, really, really appreciate it. Those barracuda, is that normal? I mean, do you see them sometimes in February?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
So,
Sure.
I mean, it's not that.
Especially when you're getting down around Ensenada and
Yeah.
places like that, they'll follow the bait because oftentimes the big clouds, the chovies are down there, and it's going to be dependent on what the food source, But I would say if there's an abundance of choves, they're going to be around. You should also probably see a bunch of bonita,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been catching those
Yeah,
for months now, so they've been
there you
doing
go.
really well on that.
There you
More
go.
and more yellowtail. Collinette now, the San Diego-based boats that went down there, they had a good shot of yellow. Some of them. One of the guys just had a couple, I think.
Yeah.
But a good enough sign, for the wintertime. And those
Oh, yeah.
big lings, Danny, I mean, you can't beat that.
Oh, that's great fishing. That is great fishing.
You know, the other thing that's been crazy this year is barred perch fishing up and down
that's
from
always-
Baja to Ventura and north of there. It's been great.
I haven't done that in years, but I remember doing that, with the sand crabs and getting the bloodworms, stopping at Wiley's, going up the coast to fish Zuma and play, we used to go
Wiley's
all
Bait
over
and
for that.
Tackle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
Man.
think we're going to do that on Sunday. I'm going to pull the trigger here tomorrow in the
Wow.
morning briefing, but we're going to just invite the public to come surf fishing.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
come
cool.
down and do a
Absolutely
little
awesome.
surf fishing. So
Yeah.
pretty sure we're going to do that, everybody.
Awesome
just
deal.
hang on. I unfortunately got an invitation to go to Ensenada to fish that barracuda on Sunday after I had announced we're going to do the surf fishing thing. And I thought for a moment, I'll be honest with you all, oh man, I'm going to go catch some barracuda. But I've already put this in the works. Those barracuda will be there
They'll be
next
there.
week or whatever, and
They
we'll
will
be able
be
to
there.
do that.
Yep.
Cue Ball says, just send me the pliers, man. You know I'm going to win. Come on, give them up. He does. He answers all the questions first. He's really good at it. So I'm not betting against you, Cue Ball. That is for sure. I didn't make the fishing show, so I got one in the bank, laughing out loud. Yeah, no kidding, man. Isaac says, good evening, everybody. Hope we have a yellow bite soon. Last year was a very poor yellowtail year.
Yeah, and I everything cycles, Phil. I mean, I think we should have. It's sounding like it's kicking off. Seeing a lot of the fish down below, and I'm seeing it even on the other side. On the San Felipe side, sounds like
Yeah.
a bunch of yellows in there too. So I think it could just cycle, and it's just down year or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, you're 100% right about that. I mean, one year you get them, and then everybody starts pushing the panic button.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're, we've overfished them, and it's over with.
Everything
and-
cycles,
Yeah.
folks. And it's probably a good thing. I'll be honest with you. It's probably a good thing we don't figure everything out, Phil, because if we did, we'd kill it all. We would decimate it.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good thing that we don't figure everything
Throws
out.
us a curveball from
Mother
time to
Nature, I
time.
think, it's Mother Nature's way of protecting, and, keeping the species from getting wiped out, too. So
Mother Nature is
it's amazing.
incredible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then stop messing with Mother Nature, you guys.
That's right. You won't win.
That is for sure. Robert Graber wants to take issue with Cue Ball. He says, no way. Those pliers are mine. Robert says he's going to win. Robert gets all the questions. Cue Ball and Robert, man, they're going to go at it tonight. I may ask
You guys are all wrong.
All right. Yeah, really. Danny just swiped mine. There you go, man. Something tells me that David will take care of you, and I may even have an extra pair around here.
That's a good deal.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
So we'll be giving those away this evening, and I can't wait to do that. And the surf fishing thing on Sunday, Danny, that should be great because it'll be a nice family affair. Bring the kids out. We'll have a good
awesome.
time.
That's so cool. Yep.
Yep. Did you ever do much surf fishing in your?
I did.
You
I
did?
when we were younger. Yeah.
Did you? What did you like to catch? Corbina or everything?
Mainly
Whatever's
perch.
biting.
Mainly
Oh, really?
perch. Yeah. We'd go up the line, stop at Wiley's on the way up the line, but we fished them all. We fished them all over, but mainly north for the better quality stuff.
Yeah, either that or way south.
Yeah.
We used to go way south, like San Quintin.
Yep.
And those beaches down there are loaded with some beautiful, big, fat barred perch.
It's amazing.
We'd fill up an ice chest. My brother and I head to Chinatown in L.A. Chinese love those in that period. I imagine they still do.
Yeah. Oh,
And we'd make top dollar, and then we weren't getting rich. We were just interested in getting enough gas money to go back there and do it again.
Oh my God, I used to watch these guys load ice chests of dinner plates. They're like, unbelievable, like this, Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, and thick, unbelievable. Bruisers.
Jeff Yeoman says, good evening, you guys. I missed that previous one. Jeff, it's good to see you from the 540 Slingers Club. There was good yellowtail fishing at Cortez last summer, but most of the boats were focused on the bluefin at Tannerbank. There you have it.
That's true. That's true. I'm sure there's a bunch around.
That yellowtail, however, nowadays out there used to get caught by the LA Orange County based boats. Now you've got long range boats sitting on it, hammering at it.
Exactly.
And it doesn't seem to last as long with that pressure on it.
No, but in San Diego, they can divvy up the pressure. I mean, they could split the pressure up because they have a lot of choices going south. Going down and well, not so much Cedros or anything, but further down inside Alejos. There's a lot of places where they'll distribute and catch them here and there, where it takes some of the pressure off.
With all this halibut, I think we're looking down the barrel of an incredible white sea bass here. Also, we had that squid around for so long during the fall and winter of 23. There's less of it now, but I think the food chain got rolling at that point in time. Got that all heading this way.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think so too. That you've seen it come back over the years on the sea bass. I mean, it's getting to where it's almost consistent. When you go out and catch them. I mean, from the Channel Islands all the way down. So, right place at the right time.
Exactly.
Mother Nature, takes its course, and we just
go along for the ride.
Go along for the ride. Try to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. And it's very difficult to unravel it all, isn't it?
Yeah. But you can't get them if you don't go.
Yes.
So that's the whole thing.
That is
you
for
stay
sure.
on them. Somebody's on the water, and it'll happen.
That is for sure. Cue Ball says he woke up on the Cortez Bank last year on board the El Dorado and counted 53 other boats. Whoa.
Yeah.
Talk about a lot of traffic.
And it supported a lot of fish.
It did.
It supported. I mean, I don't know too many boats that blanked or had a couple. It was pretty darn good fishing. Yeah.
Dave Clark says he's echoing what Jeff Yeoman says. We had a really great yellowtail trip on Cortez on Labor Day. Nice 14 to 20 pound fish. Nice going, Dave.
That's beautiful fish.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It's weird, Phil. When I was younger, I didn't eat a lot of yellowtail. I gave a lot away. We'd eat it.
Yeah.
As I got older now, I love yellowtail.
Yeah.
And I've been prepping it different ways, but I actually prefer to eat it cooked. Well, I eat it anyway.
Yeah.
I think we talked about doing that yellowtail speech like we learned at Bay of Los Angeles.
Yes.
But I just absolutely I've run out of yellowtail. I looked at the freezer and I'm going, holy smokes. I got to go fishing.
Yeah, you do, man. So do you like it better than tuna? And
I do. I think,
it's a personal thing, right?
Yeah, my taste buds have changed a little bit.
I know they do.
Maybe it's just having the glut of bluefin around and everything, it's great for change. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Before I gave a lot of yellowtail away. Wow. I prefer eating that more than almost anything nowadays.
Yeah.
We prepare different ways, so we have fun with it too.
And if you're just talking about a healthy diet, that fish that comes out of the sea, there's no processing, There's no antibiotics.
No,
There's
it's
none of the stuff that
unbelievable.
gets injected into a lot of the food we eat, or the processed crap, the Doritos and all that.
Absolutely.
Man, I'll tell you,
Absolutely.
you
Doesn't get
cannot
any
beat
better.
that.
No, you can't.
And
You
it is
can't.
good. Cue Ball says, yeah, I'll take hamache over the bluefin any day, 100%. He likes
and,
it too.
And really, I'm the same way now. You know, we'll keep so much bluefin. And, you know, my dad always had a policy. He says, hey, give it away. Let everybody enjoy the tuna, you know, especially when it's fresh. But it just so happens that, you know, I've had a yearning now for yellowtail for the last several years. And that has become my favorite fish to do anything with.
Yeah.
You know.
So what are you going to do with this yearning? You better act on it.
I will. I will.
Get out there and catch some fish.
Yeah.
Do you have your long range? Yeah, you have your long range trip again.
I'm up at the end of June on the American Angler.
8-day trip?
And then at the beginning, I'm going with we're doing a new trip down in the Bay of LA. I'll disclose it later.
Yeah.
But it's pretty darn innovative, and I'm very excited about that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear more about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
Can you
gonna
say
be-
when that's going to be?
Yeah, well, I think we're going the first week in June.
Okay.
But I think it's booked up solid from there on out because
Yeah.
there's such great diversity, and the fish that we're catching are probably the highest quality eating fish you're ever going to see.
Uh-huh.
You know, your cabria, your baqueta, you know, watching ongos are just a dime a dozen. But great yellowtail fishing, there's
Yeah.
a place to help, you know, load up on your tails.
Yeah. Oh,
you know.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's I'm excited about going. I'm taking my son Corey.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of my old good friends, you know, that I fished with over the years. So we're gonna have a blast.
How are you guys going to get there? Drive
We're
down?
gonna drive down.
Right
We're gonna
on.
drive
That's
down.
the best way.
You know what, Phil? I loved it. I went with Steve. You told me he got me involved with it a couple years ago. You know, and we drove down through San Felipe. And
Yeah.
it was just a beautiful drive. Took our time. Had breakfast on the way. Got there late in the afternoon. Got everything all set in our room. You know, had dinner. Got up early. Got in the pond, and we were catching fish. I mean, it was just, you know, full on for every single day we were there. But we've got some innovative stuff, and I'll disclose it later. But we're gonna have fun.
Well, that gives us something to look forward to on a future show.
Yeah, I'll
To
make
find
sure
out
we
more about that.
Get some footage too. Yeah,
We're going to be giving away a pair of angler pliers thanks to our friend David Rosenthal. Stainless steel, beautiful pliers that I know you're going to love. And we're going to give away one for free this evening. And you will receive these because David is actually the guy who's mailing them out. It's not me.
Oh.
When I get something to mail out, I have so many balls in the air, I screw it up all the time.
Is David online right now?
He should be.
Well,
Why?
you know, David, I just want to know where you got out that idea because I've seen crew members on the boats with the angled pliers. Like
Yeah.
that, you know, and I've never had, you know, old school.
Yeah.
But I've always seen the kids, and I see it makes sense.
It does, right?
Yeah. So, good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good job.
And I did a little podcast with him explaining that. So you folks out there, if you want to go look at that, David tells you how he came up with the idea and exactly why that angle is so important. You know, it really does work.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Our good friend Jeff Yeoman says, I am with Danny. Yellowtail is my favorite on the dinner plate.
Yeah,
You guys are making me think.
So many different things to do with that.
It's pretty versatile, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Whether it's sashimi or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Ceviches.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like that one we make that's half raw, and you know, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a morph between sashimi and ceviche.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just knocking it off, you know, off the charts.
It's so good. Andrew H. Hey, Andrew, welcome to the show. My friend, my younger cousin, wants to get into yellowtail fishing. Should I put a graphite rod or a glass rod in his hands? Danny Kadota.
It's going to depend on his fishing expertise. Okay, I will tell you, if he's a performance guy, I would fish graphite. You got to fish a good graphite. Depending on his level, he might need a composite. I'm fishing straight graphite. It's a little touchier, but it's got the highest performance. But with that, you have to be very cognizant in that you don't get above 90 degrees. You can, but when you get above 90, you really drop off in lifting. So you keep it from 90 down, and it'll pull much harder, and the recovery rate is much quicker than a composite or glass. So I mean, but you have to understand that, and you have to complement it with the reel, the line. I mean, everything in your arsenal has to correspond with that too. So generally you want a shorter top shot. There's a lot of things that go hand in hand with that to make it work.
Very good. David Rosenthal is here. He says, thank you. Yeah, definitely want to watch that video on David's pliers. He does a really great job there. And great to hear from you as always. Jeff Yeoman's a Navy man. Thank you so much for your service. Cue Ball says graphite. He agrees with you.
Oh, yeah.
Cue Ball, man.
That's all I fish.
I think Cue Ball thinks if he agrees with you enough time, you're just going to give him the pliers. It doesn't work that way, Cue Ball. Blue Skies. Phil, is the passport the only way to cross back into California? So Blue Skies, here's the deal, all right? They will tell you have to have a U.S. passport. I think that's what you're talking about, crossing back from Mexico. You have to have a U.S. passport, okay? You don't, okay? That's the reality. The U.S. custom official has, if they have a reasonable belief that you are a United States citizen, they can't keep you out. So with a driver's license or a birth certificate, I've even had a kid who lost his driver's license when we were down there, show his library card. The guy. Now, sometimes you'll get a guy that's going to chew you out a little bit. Most of the time they're going to say, hey, you need a passport. Take care of that, okay? Go ahead. Get through, you're in. But the best way to do it is with I have my passport. I have my passport card in my wallet. So in case I'm in San Diego and my car starts to fight me and go to Mexico, I can get back and no problem.
Phil, I'm going to put this to our administration. Same thing about going across the border and traveling. Gail and I went out and got our global entries.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to travel around the world and everything, because you've got the card, you got everything else, facial recognition, right? So last time to the airport, I pull out my card, which I'm very proud of, and they go, keep walking. I go, well, you didn't even look at the card. You didn't scan the card. No, because we got your facial recognition. Now, why isn't our country taking facial recognition of everybody that's just walked in here illegally? You have them. If it's that concrete, then you now have them on file, whether they're giving you the right name or whatever, but you have their facial recognition, and it was immediate.
Oh, yeah.
Why haven't we implemented that?
I
am very curious about that. I know it's probably not the agenda of the people on board now, but, I look at it and I said, it's pretty silly when we have that technology to have that recognition for, an absolute concrete ID and implement that, why we haven't implemented with all these people walking across.
So, I was living in China a few years ago, and they had it on the Shanghai subway, the metro.
Yeah.
Where you would walk up to the gate, they'd take a picture, and now they know how much you have in your account. They deduct it. The turnstile lets you in, and you're in. You don't have to pull your card out. You don't have to do any of that, So, I mean, that's how good that is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy good. Crazy scary, kind of, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So Blue Skies, no, you really don't, but it's a great idea. Get your passport, get the passport card. You can enter Mexico by car or by boat with the card. And I always have that in my wallet. One guy keeps going with me and he said, do you need a passport? And I said, well, do you have a passport? And he said, yeah, I have a passport. So well, bring it, of course, bring your passport.
Yeah.
He never brings it. So I'm like, what the hell did you get a passport for? And then he gives the guy the driver's license, and then you'll get a guy that says, hey, dude, I forgot I haven't figured that one out at all. Some of these elves are a little crazy. Oh, oops, did I say that? All right, Dave Clark says, speaking of eating healthy, cooking up some reds for dinner tonight. Man, that sounds good, doesn't
That's awesome, yeah, absolutely.
Michael Limon is shaking his head in hunger, thinking of chicken wings and all kinds of delicious stuff. Where's your grandpa? He hasn't shown up yet?
No.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. Robert Graber. Thanks, David, for making a pair of those beautiful pliers available. Woohoo! Yeah, they are gorgeous. Man, when I saw that fuel color, when he said we called this fuel, you look at that, you know what fuel on the water looks like.
Absolutely, that's beautiful.
Nailed it, right?
Absolutely, that's awesome.
Rob S. just bypassed that crossing. hit Eagle Pass, Texas. LOL.
Yeah. Those poor guys. It's unbelievable. But,
Oh my God.
I mean, what am I saying? Those poor guys. They're coming through California now. That's
Yeah, and I've lived in Mexico. My wife's from Costa Rica. There's a lot of good people that are coming up here to cross the border, but you have to do it legally because there's a lot of bad people too, and those bad people are going to get in. And if you have 99% of the people who are just looking for a better life, like you or I or anybody else would, and 1% if I were a terrorist nation, I'd be sending my guys
they've
through
got
the
them. I'm
border.
sure. I wonder how many
Wouldn't
they've
you?
actually sent. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow,
I mean,
unbelievable.
it's scary. That is for sure. And hopefully that gets worked out one of these days.
Wow. Let's hope, Phil. Let's hope.
Well, we're heading down a political road, and we don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
remember, everybody, tomorrow on the morning briefing, I'll let you know about Sunday. Let's ask Michael Emo. Michael, should I do the surf fishing party on Sunday?
Yeah.
He says yes. I know that the tides are perfect. And Bob Gifford fished down there today, a friend of mine. And Bob had a bunch of smaller barred perch, but he caught perch, man. So that sounds
Awesome.
really good to me. So sounding good. Cue ball. We're not getting families. It's military-age men from all over the world, guys. There's a lot of that going on. Cue ball's
Well, that's a
absolutely
little
right.
scary, but
Cue ball's agreeing with you again. I'm telling you, if he thinks if he agrees with you, he's getting the pliers, man. Why don't you say something outlandish, Danny, see if he agrees.
I do that all the time.
I'm screwing with you,
No,
Cue
no.
ball. You know that. Good stuff. Danny, when you look at the situation with regard, I hate to bring this up, but albacore. When you look at that, so Tulare Lake, are you familiar with that body of water? Or Latin, actually,
I've never fished. I know. Yeah.
yeah,
What are you
it's been
talking
dry for a
Sure.
million years. The last
Sure.
time it had the kind of water it had now, we had an incredible albacore year. Now, last year, I was kind of calling for albacore and saying, hey, after an El Niño, you were the one who pointed out, no, it's another year. So here we are at that year.
It was after. Yeah.
What do you think?
Hey, whatever Mother Nature gives us, that's what we have to. We have to accept it. But I just kept thinking. They were so close, and we actually had a few sneak in.
Yeah.
We'll take whatever Mother Nature gives us.
We will, but-
we'll take the bluefin again. But the albacore, it brings people out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And it's a great fish for, people that are starting in the industry to go out. You don't need a whole lot of tackle, a 20-pound outfit, maybe one heavier, but get going on those things and you can get yourself a whole mess of, I think, what is it, 5 a day or something like that is the limit?
Yeah.
That's plenty for you to chow
Oh.
on for a little while before you need to go back out in the water and do it
Yeah,
again.
of
But,
course, man. Yeah. And but I mean, some people are just like, let's take Tom Durr, Captain Tom Durr. We all love Tom Durr, but he's nuts sometimes. And in this case, I think he's nuts. He says there will never ever be another albacore caught in Southern California. They're gone for good. That's it. Now, I don't, sometimes he likes to just be outrageous, and get a reaction, but he's doubled down on that with me. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. They're never coming back. That's baloney.
You never say never.
Yeah, that's
You never say
baloney,
never.
right?
No, that's baloney. Yeah, it cycles.
Yeah.
It cycles, Mother Nature. And you know what, Phil, that's what got us H&M landing. Because in El Nino, that water was so hot, Ralph Miller, he panicked because of what the biologist said. The oceans are going to die. We know along our coast here, you remember, Phil, that year, the kelp all died along the
Oh,
coast.
yeah.
And, everybody was very concerned. And the very next year, not even the next year, it was June, when I was sitting there, George and I were at the east end of Clemente, and I was shooting over with our 10 dBs, listening to the stuff going on the butterfly and the mushroom, and albies in early June. So, and that's before we even shot down to San Diego.
Yeah.
So, that's was biologists saying, after having that super hot El Nino in '83, you'll never see it. We had record fishing in '84 and '85. So,
Yep.
We don't know. And I don't trust the biologist. So, Mother Nature's going to dictate this one. You just got to roll with it. And, don't tell me we didn't enjoy the bluefin fishing and everything else.
Oh my God.
As fishermen, we adapt to whatever we have out there, folks.
Yes.
And we learn, we learn to accept it and fish it, and it'll come back. We'll have a shot at it. Don't worry.
And
if you don't, you take a ride up north, up to Morro Bay, or up to Washington or Oregon, whatever. If you need it, and now be that bad. But I think we'll have them.
Yeah,
We'll cycle back.
Like you said, we're so blessed. We're the envy of sport fishing around the world now.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I was talking to the guys in Ensenada, the Mexican fishermen down there, about this fishery in Ensenada. Used to be good. In fact, it was called the yellowtail capital of the world at one time.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then they got overfished, I think, is what happened. But it's back to world-class bluefin tuna fishing down there.
Absolutely.
World-class.
Absolutely.
And it's been that way for several years now, to the point where they're having tournaments and everything else.
Now, wait a second, Phil. The Mexican commercial fleet, from what I was told, the first 2 weeks in January, they're done with their yearly quota. What's that tell you?
Oh, right.
2 weeks into the year,
Right.
and they hit a yearly quota.
Yeah, what does that tell you?
Yeah,
that
there's a
fishery,
few fish
and
around.
it's in good shape, and the ocean is
Absolutely.
healthy, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yep. I mean, so I hate to say this, I don't want to get political again, but there are people in this world who will sell you this kind of the ocean is dying and stuff because they're raising money, and the minute that goes away, they want the ocean to be in peril because that's where they're making their money. And so they can't admit that it's in good shape because their funding will dry up.
And the thing that we fought over the years, and we've talked about this in the past, is that, it's a political thing. You have biologists coming out of the University of California that don't have the time on the water, and they are making decisions and predictions about everything. Well, guess what? I believe them that much. We're going to take what Mother Nature dictates, and we'll just accept it, adapt to it, and we'll make our year by it. But for them to say they do this and do that, that's baloney. They don't know anything. I mean, they've done it over time. I can give you all the proof over many, many examples. I could cite other examples that they've flopped on so bad it's not even funny. But it's just one of those things. As fishermen, we will just take and adapt to whatever rolls into our backyard here, and we'll make it good. We have the tackle for it. We've done it before. We'll do it again, folks.
Absolutely. Cue Ball says he's getting abused tonight by me, saying that he's agreeing with you too much. He does say, Cue Ball, I'm with you, man. There will be albies. It's time. Oh, yeah. I put that question to Frank Lopreste last year, and Frank said, and turns out Frank was right in a way. I was telling him, I'm gung-ho this year, Frank. He goes, I don't know if it's going to happen this year. Not saying it's not, but I will say this. Some point, they'll be back. At some point, they'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think he's right.
He's been around long enough, he knows.
Right, exactly. That's why I asked him.
We all have, yeah.
Yeah, and Frank was absolutely right on that one, so there you go. Alan R. says, hey, Phil and Captain Danny, any updates on the rock fishing regs for this year? I haven't heard anything.
Wow, and
I have heard some rumors.
Yeah, I'm the worst one when it's keeping up with rock fishing regs.
Yeah.
So not the guy that you need to talk to.
Alan, I don't know if you were tuned in earlier. By the way, we're giving away a pair of the angler pliers in a little bit here. But Danny and I were talking about the commercial fishing was opened up on Tanner Bank, where the average red weighed in over 9 pounds of the commercial catch. And Cherry Bank has been opened up where the average red weighed over 11 pounds. Now, I don't know anything about the new regs, but I talked to a captain. I won't identify him because he hasn't given me permission to do it, but he told me that he had a source at NOAA who told him that they're going to get back a lot of fishing area, that they're really, really, really trying to make it good. So we'll see. It sounds very encouraging.
That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. The last day, like I mentioned it before, last day on our angler trip, we went out there. It's the best red fishing I've ever seen in my life. It's just that I couldn't get any of them. I was getting the slimies and everything. I mean, it was so funny. I think I got a few of them, but I mean, it was the best red fishing I've ever seen, ever, Phil.
That's great,
Ever.
Man. Really?
Yeah, ever.
Where was this, Danny?
This is out on the, I don't want to disclose
Yeah,
it,
okay. Somewhere local.
but it's
though?
a day shot.
Yeah, okay.
out
I
of
know
San
where it
Diego.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phenomenal fishing.
Jeez, I know.
And I think they're on many other banks, a lot of other areas, So, the fact that we leave them alone a little bit, they've come back stronger than ever. That was the best quality I've ever seen.
Fred Huber, I talked to Fred, who owns the Mission Bell and a
Yeah.
couple of other boats down there, a partner in several other boats. Incidentally, the Mission Bell is trying to go tomorrow morning, Saturday and Sunday. They've had good sand bass fishing. He said, they had the 9 closed for like 20 years and they opened it up last year. He said it was phenomenal. Phenomenal fishing.
Yeah. So they just need to manage it correctly.
Yeah.
And you see what happens.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah.
He was saying he was pretty happy with the management now because they decided to leave the whitefish so you could catch the whitefish during the closed rockfish season. So it gives you an alternative. So you can catch whitefish and sculpin. And now March 1st, the sheep's head open up. So you have that to add to the pile now. And then April 1st,
So
the
is
rockfish.
is it determined by fishing in so many fathoms of water? Are you fishing with smaller hooks?
Yeah.
How do
I don't know.
they regulate that?
Yeah, I'm not sure,
curious.
but you can take whitefish, sculpin,
Yeah.
and sheep's head will be good for the go on March 1st, and then rockfish on April 1st. So it's not that long, man. We're just zooming.
Yeah,
in.
we're almost in it. Yeah.
We're going to look at
yeah.
2024 here pretty soon and go,
Yeah.
where the hell did this year go?
Yeah, exactly.
It's been good. It's just
Exactly, yeah.
incredible. Really good stuff. All right, Rob S. Rob, what's happening, my friend? What was it 2 years ago when the Dorado were thick? A lot of boats were icing their bait tanks because the water was so warm it was killing the sardines. You do have your bait die in that warm, hot water, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You especially get it when the water temperature between the inside of the harbor and outside is different, right? You load your bait, the water temp is 10 degrees cooler.
What you have to do is you have to take less bait because it leaves more oxygen in the water.
Oh, okay. There you go. So you got to factor that in.
Excuse me. Yeah, but yeah, you load it lighter.
You saw some of that incredible Dorado fishing. You were with me, right?
Excuse me. Oh my God.
No problem. Watch
Yeah,
that microphone
yeah, here
when
we
you're
go.
pounding.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Smash your microphone. Yeah. Oh, talking too much. Yeah. No, that was great. It was unbelievable Dorado fishing. It was
It was
crazy.
incredible,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely the
nuts.
best I've ever seen up here.
There was.
It was like fishing the ridge or something
Yeah.
like that. All right, Halibut Man. Hey, Mitchell, I hear we are going to see you on Sunday. That is, if we do Sunday, which we are going to do Sunday, but I don't want to announce it tonight, so whatever. What's up, Friedman Adventure family? Mitchell, it's always great to hear from you. We are going to loop them on Sunday down in the surf. Dave Clark says, for those wanting to visit Mexico, often, in addition to a passport, the Century or Global Entry is a must. From taxi drop-off in TJ to trolley station, 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, Dave's right, man. That makes a huge difference. You and Gail just did that, right? You got your
the
global.
global entries.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had it for quite a while now. but
The
yeah,
one
it's nice.
screwed up, it's not screwed up. I get why it is this way, but everybody in the car has to have that. So if you're driving back, if Joe Schmo's, hey, you
Well,
want to
they-
go to Mexico? And he
They have
doesn't
the
have
camera out there, and they just,
Yeah.
you turn, look, and yeah.
I got screwed up. My GPS took me to that global Century thing, and I thought I
Yeah,
was getting in
yeah.
the ready lane.
Yeah.
And so I was just like beside myself with stupidity because I know they get upset with you.
Yeah, I have to make sure that everybody in the car has got
Yeah.
global entry, or,
Yeah.
or we have to go the other route then. Or we have to go
Well, some
the
people
oth-
tell me what they do
different
is they
line.
drive up there and then the people get out and they walk across. It's like right there.
Oh, okay.
So they walk across, you drive across, and then you meet them on the other
Oh,
side.
okay. Well, that's
So
cool
that's
too.
that's another
That'll
way to
work.
handle
Yeah.
it. Sounds like Dave's up on all this, so
Okay.
he
We'll have
can
to
let
find
us
out
know.
before we head down there in June. So yeah.
Alan R says, sounds hopeful on the rockfish, man. Love big reds, he says. We have to fish so deep now that eels caught sablefish. Yeah, or let's see, we not eels, sorry. Something like that. Not quite sure. But anyway, you're fishing deep, like sablefish deep. I remember a time when you didn't have to fish deep for sables, but now you got to fish like 1,000 feet of water
But they're
to catch them.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny, a dear friend of ours, Fish, who just bought Worm King lures.
Yeah.
It's had a medical issue.
You're mentioning that.
I don't think it's too serious, but I'm not positive. So we send all our thoughts, loves, and prayers. out to
Healing
him.
prayers going out to you, Fish.
Yeah, he's an exceptionally good guy.
Yeah. Yep.
In fact, the reason I called him was I said, "Hey, what are you doing Sunday, man? You got to come down and surf fish with us. We're going to have a group of people. Well, let's do this." And then I got a message back that he'd had a medical issue. He's in the hospital. So, man, he'll be fine. Nothing can happen to him because I would be
Good deal.
very devastated over that. So, good stuff, man. I got to tell you. So, when you go to Mexico, do you ever worry about the safety concerns, or are you good with it?
We've never had a problem.
Okay.
Never
Well,
had
you're
a
not
problem
running
with
over into the bad neighborhoods either.
Yeah, well, and the very last trip we did was we came across and we went to, Mexicali, and we went down the coast
Right.
to San Felipe. What a beautiful drive.
Yeah.
Beautiful drive. Took our time to get down to Bay of LA, stop, eat on the way. Just a gorgeous drive for anybody that hasn't done that. And the fishing down there it's just so different. And I got hooked on that big time.
I think that's a big part of it. It's different, right?
Yeah, it's different, and the fishery's different. You're fishing targeting. You look at a cabria, and guys often will say, "Well, it's like a calico bass." No, it's not a calico bass. This thing is basically a grouper, and they pool. So it's like a calico bass on steroids and then some. And they're probably one of the best eating fishes you'll ever have. And so that's one of the things, and we get to see a lot of different water. The chain of islands seems like it's just infinite.
Yes.
Fishing somewhere different every time, and then we're doing an innovative trip with Steve, where we're going to actually
I'm excited to
go
hear
overnight
about
and
that.
sleep on I can't wait.
Yeah, is it gonna?
Now
be...
that now that I know that, who knows if I'm going to be sleeping? I'm dumb enough to go out and fish all night too. Yeah. So that's me.
Is your enthusiasm for fishing the exact same as it was when you were a young man?
Pretty much.
Really?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got to tell you, I can remember, being in the station wagon, going up the Sierras, midnight, getting up there at 4 in the morning. It's just still dark. In the back of the station wagon, I was already baited up, Phil. My hook was already rigged and everything. It'd still be dark, and I'd go, "Hey, Dad, can I go out now?" He goes, "Go back to sleep. It's dark out. Go back to sleep." So 5 minutes passes. "Hey, Dad, can I go out there?" "Go back to sleep." And I get a lot of. Finally, he said, "Get out of here! You're waking everybody up." So I go out, get the first limit for my brother Dave because he doesn't fish.
Right.
Go back out, go get another 10 fish. And I remember coming back and saying, "Okay, I got Nancy's limit." And my dad goes, "You're done. Nancy's 2 years old." That's when it was 10 fish, 10 fish per limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was possessed.
Like
at a
this
very
kid that
young
just
age.
walked in here,
Just like
sitting
Michael,
down, like
yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Limon.
Michael's like, that's
for sure.
it. Yep. My little clone.
Hang on, Michael. Write it out for me if you have a question for me. Halibut Man says, "Where's Michael? Is he fishing the docks?" And yes, hey, Mitchell, he's had several excellent catches here this evening. He's had a sand bass, a calico bass. He's had all kinds of stuff that I have seen. So really excellent fishing for Michael Limon. Michael, by the way, I didn't tell you, Robert Graber, you're going to start fishing. I know you are now. He's giving you $1 a fish for every fish you catch tonight. So what do you got?
Out the door.
Yeah, right? That was it, huh?
That's
Man,
incentive.
I know.
I love them.
I know, right? Dan Lightfoot just walked in here with a whole bunch of beef jerky. I might have to have a piece.
Ooh.
Tim Marquez from look at, he's right up there on there.
All
Best
right.
Income Tax sent this down. Tim, thank you so much. It's perfect for my carnivore diet. I'm going to try it. I'll try to. Oh my God, this is so tender, sriracha style. You want any of this, Danny, or not while you're doing that, right?
Oh no, I can do that if I choke. I've already been.
Oh my God, is that good? What the
All right,
hell?
I gotta try that.
Tim, you're out of control. It's like bacon. Did you try
Wow,
it?
uncured bacon
It's so
jerky.
good. You gotta try that.
Oh my God.
Man,
It definitely looks like it's gonna melt in my mouth.
that is so good.
Here.
Show
Oh
that.
shoot! I can't believe I chummed that. Don't worry.
Dan, hold that up in front of that camera there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm telling you, that is good. Yeah, don't move. Hold it right there for a second. Hey,
Oh.
guys.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
just telling you the truth. That is as good as it gets.
This
That
is like candy.
oh, my God.
This is unbelievable.
Tim Marquez, I love you. Perfect, Dan. All right, that is good stuff, man. You got to try that.
This
It's
is
so good.
unbelievable.
What's this? Fell on the floor? Wow, 10-second rule. I ate it.
Yeah. You know, Phil, this is unbelievable.
It really
Without
is.
kidding, folks. What a find. You want to show the package?
He did.
Oh, he did. Perfect.
Yeah, right?
Okay, where do we get it?
I don't
I
know.
would get this.
Tim, yeah, that's Tim.
Well,
Oh.
Tim Marquez, we'll figure it out, man. That is good stuff. Now
Man.
we're devolving into a beef jerky show.
Wow.
We've covered the border. Now we're doing beef jerky. What do you think? That's good, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Awesome.
Wow.
Grunion runs are coming up next month. Can you believe that?
Already. Wow.
Everything's going so fast. You know they're doing the sand replenishment down at our place.
Oh,
they're
yeah, yeah.
pumping
I've
all
seen
that
it.
sand.
Yeah.
So Dan and I were talking to Bill Varney, the surf fishing expert. Bill's a great guy. He loves USC, but everybody's got their downfall. What can I tell you? And anyway, he was talking about where that pumping is going on. He goes, you're going to look at that water and go, man, nothing's going to bite here. It's all sandy and off color and doesn't look
But
good.
all the bait's going in there.
There's
too,
all
right?
those worms. He goes, it's wide open. You guys got to do it. So hopefully Sunday they're
yeah.
going to be pumping again.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm hoping that we can get close to that and get it right.
It's an auto chummer.
It is.
You know, it's churning it up, bringing over all that bait and everything's coming out. And they're out there just chowing it.
Exactly. Hey, everybody, hit that like button.
That's
if you
cool.
have a question for Danny, now's the time to ask it. We're an hour into the show. And
Wow.
if we don't get any more questions, we're going to make Tony Gonzalez a happy man.
Yeah, yeah.
He'll get to go
Yeah,
home
but
early.
we got a good bite going here on that jerky, let me tell you.
I think Danny
It's
wants some more.
WFO.
No, I don't know if
Is
there's
it-
any left.
Man, I got to tell you, that is unbelievable, Phil.
Isn't it?
See, the things you pick up on this show, folks, let me tell you, that's worth it.
I'm
That's
telling
worth
you.
its weight in gold.
Can you open that one down?
Man, oh man.
I'll bring you another one. This is lemon flavor, limon. It says Michael Limon.
Oh! Named after your, yeah.
Oh, this is beef jerky, it's not bacon.
Oh, okay. Well, still. Well, I mean, it's the same guys,
Oh, my
isn't
God.
it? Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I bet their stuff is good.
Wow, unbelievable.
Sunday, we're going to be doing that. I'll have more on that tomorrow morning on the morning briefing. Also, of course, we have our 5-day trip this year on board the Independence,
great,
which is
thank you.
right out the door. I can see it right out the door here. The Independence will be on board there for 5 days, April 4th through the 9th. That should be a fabulous trip with all this early season yellowtail and so much more going on. I'm thinking it's going to be good. How's this?
This is delicious too.
Yeah, what a
Sorry
fun.
to eat in front of you folks. No, I'm not. It's excellent.
Four Seasons jerky.
Unbelievable.
Man, we give you guys whatever it is.
You're going to have to source that out, people. I'm telling you, it's good.
All right, well,
Be good
Danny,
fish.
I mean, I hate to eat and run, but what do you think? Do you have anything else you want to part?
Well, other than I'm getting ready, I can't wait to do the show because I sent you a thing. I want to take I got a 2-year-old
Yeah.
that is just dying to catch a fish. At their show.
Hey, look at
Oh,
that.
Michael is on a roll.
Step in there, Michael
Come on,
Emo!
Mike. Come on, Mike.
Hey, Robert Graber. I don't know how many fish that is, but it's quite a few. Hey, by the way, Tim
Hey, there's like, what,
Marquez.
5 or 6.
Danny, look in that camera right there. Tim Marquez is there. I can see him on the board behind you. He's the guy that sent us the beef jerky. Look at him and tell him what you think there.
That is absolutely unbelievable. That bacon one was, that was heaven. It's all phenomenal. Call it in. You got to tell us where you got it.
Yeah,
Come on, give us your, your Loran, or not Loran, your GPS coordinates on it.
God, that's good. I almost forgot. We got to give away a pair of pliers. Okay.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Here we go. Here's the question. for a free pair of those beautiful angler pliers, stainless steel. www.anglerpliers.com. David Rosenthal will send them out to you. And I'm going to ask the question now. The first one who pops up in the chat with the correct answer will win. I have more in North San Pedro. We're on our way over, Tim. Wherever you are, we're coming. Robert says, just let him know the total number of fish. I will do that, Robert. Who knows? He may keep going for a little bit longer. There's a lot of people jumping on this show now. Yes, Tim. I read Tim. He says, I have more in North San Pedro. You want to read it 2 times?
I didn't see it.
All right. 43 people now watching the show. Maybe they're tuning in to see. All right, here's the question.
I think they're watching us eat.
I think so,
That was so
man. That
good.
is the best beef jerky I've ever had. Fits right on my carnivore diet. Although I didn't look at the carbs. It tastes like there might be a little bit of sugar in that. But hey,
Whoa.
what the heck, right?
Yeah.
We can splurge every once in a while. All right. What? This is a tough one, I think. If you've been listening to the show tonight, a boat out of Ensenada caught yellowtail and barracuda. What was the first name of the captain of that boat? What was the first name? I mentioned his name. I mentioned his entire name. What was the name of the captain of the boat out of Ensenada who scored on the barracuda and had one yellowtail to go along with it? Danny, nobody can come up with this. I may have to come up with another question. Here we go.
Ooh.
We're waiting. No, Enrique. No, it was not Enrique. And I know you did the voice thing because that is not even close to how you spell Enrique, cue ball. The voice thing. Naughty boy, are you going to do a live show on the Thursday of the PCS show? How about a meet and greet for out-of-towners? We might do that, Naughty boy. I'm not sure. I know Danny and I are going to be there Saturday, but we will see what we can do. The name of the captain. I heard it. I heard that video, dang it. I'm going to count 10, 9, and then I'll come up with another question. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, close. Robert, you got his last name. It was his first name we're after. Calico Chris, it is not Walt. Oh my God, you guys are close. 3, 2, 1. All right, that game is over. Sammy Susare, Sammy Amador Susare,
Oh my
and
God.
Michael Limon with a smelt.
A smelt.
Hold it up there,
Get it
Michael.
right
Little.
for the-
Whoa!
Whoa, there he
It's
goes.
jumping in the office here. Whoa! I'm loving it, man. Beautiful. Good job. Hey, there's another fish for you. I'll let you know,
species.
Robert. All right, very good.
At the end, can I get a bag of turkey bacon?
Sure. Yeah, at the end or right now?
I'm at the end.
Yeah, sure. All right. Endeavor. No, his name was not Endeavor. All right, next question. Here we go. On board the Native Sun during their halibut competition, how many fish do they have that are over 20 pounds, excluding today? I haven't heard today. How many halibut over 20 pounds on board the Native Sun so far this year? Waiting for an answer. Calvin. I don't even know if that's a number or not. 100. No, over 20 pounds, Travis. Over. They have 100 legal fish. Tim Marquez with 18 gets the pliers, and it's and Halibut Man was right behind him. It is indeed 18 fish over 20 pounds. Tim Marquez, you are the man. Sending all that beef jerky down here, and then it comes back with love for him. Good stuff. I love it. You guys are awesome. Hey, I'm still on your first question. Yeah, that was Sammy Susare, Sammy Amador Susare. First name was Sammy. Robert Diaz, 20. No, guys, it was 18. 18 was the correct answer. All right, my friends, if you have any other questions, jam them in here right now. Otherwise, Danny and I are going to say good night to you, and thank you so very much for joining us. We always appreciate it. I think we got enough time, Danny, if we end the show now, to watch Michael catch a few more fish, right?
Yeah. He's on a roll. He's just getting started.
Go ahead, Danny. You want to say goodbye to all your fans?
Well, people, thanks for tuning in. Think of it next time, next week or whenever you want. If you got any questions, write them down, and be more than happy to shoot them out to you. And hopefully, Phil and I will have some. Well, let's see. I'm excited about it. I'm already looking forward to the show too, and down in Orange County. But we'll have some fun footage. But it's a great deal. One of the things I want to do is really get the grandkids involved, and by seeing the expression of the kids when they catch the face, it's something that I think all you guys should do. When you're bringing your kids, grandkids, get them involved at all these shows. Have that availability of catching these trout and getting these kids hooked at a young age. And so, the good news is you'll end up with a whole bunch of little Michael Limones,
Right.
And it doesn't get any better than that, folks. Let me tell you.
Hey, we've been saying goodbye so long, we have a question now.
Oh,
so
there
we're
you
not
go.
leaving. And it's Calico Chris. And Chris, it's always great to see you here. Is there better success night fishing with the moon in the sky or no moon in the sky? Danny.
I've seen both. And so I can't. There was an old thing that a full moon was a bad time to fish, but I've seen the absolute best bites on full moons. So I guarantee you, every time you try to formulate something, Mother Nature will throw a curve, and tell you, guess what? You don't know squat. And that's what I find is that just going out and fishing. Now I will tell you, for big fish, I did schedule my hunt for my trophy largemouth before and after the full moon, and that does hold true for a lot of fish, like maybe sea bass and a couple other species, But it's like anything else, the conditions, you're getting the right conditions, and everything else to go along with it. So, it's a matter of just getting out there, and if you don't fish enough, the more you fish, the better the odds you have, and that's what it took. It was time on the water in the long run.
Excellent.
Yeah.
David Rosenthal says, congratulations, Tim. I believe I have your address. Tim, you can text it over to me if you like, and I'll shoot it over to David just in case he doesn't. You know what? Hey, Tim, breaking news. Breaking news from 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. There is no more beef jerky left. We have extinguished all
You
of that.
missed the bite, guys.
Yeah, and there's one
Is
bag
there a
left.
full moon out there?
Yeah, I don't know, but
Because we were biting.
Michael
big time.
Limon says he's going to grab the last bag. So how can I look at that little kid and say, keep your filthy hands off that? I can't say that. Yeah, I'm thinking about saying it, though, actually. Yeah, I might say that. Who knows? Robert Graber, glad Michael doesn't catch as many fish as he does jumping jacks. Yeah, no kidding, man. That is for sure. Chuck got really screwed on that one. Naughty Boy 78, have you guys seen the Taddy Lures history book? What did you guys like the most about it? We did a whole show. Danny did a whole show here, Naughty
it
Boy.
was
You got to go back and
unbelievable.
watch that, man. It's so good. What'd you
And he's
think?
going to have him at the show.
Right, the PCO show.
I actually, talked to Scott about that. I said, it saved me. I don't know if they're going to be numbered. Is it going to have them numbered?
Don't know about that. Not sure.
Well, Scott, if you're listening, if you number him, save me number 13. That's my lucky number.
Oh, there you go. Man, yeah.
I think I texted him that, but I just want to reiterate. that.
Reiterate,
If that
make sure.
happens, Yeah.
They're beautiful books, though, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they are gorgeous.
Naughty
It's one
Boy.
of those pieces.
Go ahead.
Books you want on your living room counter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Naughty Boy, I highly recommend. Was that last week's show?
A week before.
Okay, 2 weeks
weeks
ago.
ago.
Naughty Boy, if you go back and listen to the Danny Kadota Show, it's a great
Scott
show,
Manson.
man. In
Yeah.
fact,
and Joey.
yeah, Joey was here from Taddy Lures.
Yeah.
And he added to the whole thing, so it was great. Tim Marquez thanking Robert. David Rosenthal is reminding the Friedman Adventures family. And David, thank you so much. You get a 15% discount when you buy those pliers. All you have to do is go to the website and put in FA, Friedman Adventure, FA24 at checkout. And he'll knock 15% off. It's www.anglerpliers.com. Anglerpliers.com. There you go. Danny's showing them off, man. 15% off. They are really, really great. Calico Chris says, thank you. Cue Ball, my 2 cents on a full moon. When they're biting, they're biting.
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty much, right? Robert Graver says, thanks more, David. And now Ernie Montano. I haven't seen him. You thought you were getting out of here early, huh, Danny?
Yeah.
Hi, Danny. Thanks for volunteering and sharing so much knowledge. Sorry for the loss of your father. You had him a long time, and I had my mom also a long time. Her 96th birthday would have been today, 1/29/24.
Yeah.
Very sorry, Ernie.
Yeah.
Very, very sorry.
No,
Send
but it
our
is a blessing
condolences
having
to you,
them
my
that
dear
long.
friend.
Yeah, it is a blessing having them that long.
Yeah.
You know, and they, you know, how could you ever repay them except, you know, be a good person, you know, and that I'm sure that, you know, make them happy looking down on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel's giving some applause. You want to say goodbye one more time? We'll see if we can get
All
out
right,
of here
folks.
this time.
We're gonna go out. We're gonna go hunt down some more jerky somewhere. You know, but thanks for tuning in. Save up some questions. We'll be ready for you next week. And you know, we're like I said, we're also in show mode, and we'll be doing a whole bunch of things. But yeah, keep tuned. We'll
Great.
see you next week for sure. Yeah.
Great show, Danny. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Says Cue Ball. Naughty Boy 78. What's your favorite way to thaw bluefin tuna, Danny?
Very slowly. You don't want to. Yeah. Slow. Just thaw it in the refrigerator. Oh, Michael.
Michael
Again.
Emo!
One more.
Robert Graver. There's another one.
Baby.
How many is that now? 432?
Yeah.
Well, okay. There you are, Robert. 432. Hey, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining
Thanks
us.
for tuning in, folks.
I'll see you in a couple hours on the morning briefing. Danny, another great show. Thank you.